All right. I received a letter. Somebody sent me a letter written by the Tshobo community. And when I look at that letter, the contents was somehow disrespectful. And I feel I need to make some comments about the letter and address some certain issues. Now, since the beginning of the crisis between the Tshobo and the Bachama community, I have tried as much as possible to refrain from making comments or saying anything in respect to the issues. One of the issues I raised in some of our platforms is that, look, this is something that was not expected, and as such, I tried to calm the nerves of our people, and I said, we should calm down, because if as tempers we are high, then we will not be able to think well. And when we don't think well, we cannot get the right results. That has been my resolve. And I said, after everything, after said and done, we'll be able to sit down and look at what are the remote causes of this crisis with a view to nipping it in the bud in case of future occurrence. And I have tried as much as possible to also calm a lot of people so that inflammatory comments could be somehow regulated. But you see, the comments, the write-ups of the Tshobo people on social media has been so inflammatory. And I'm like, don't they have elders? Because from our side, the elders have tried as much as possible to ensure that we do not make inflammatory comments. One of our platforms, which is the Bwatiye Action Group, has tried by all means to ensure that comments such as these are regulated. Now, I would like to address some certain issues. Like I said, first thing first, the security drafted to Lamurde have not been sincere in their operation. Let me make that clear. They have not been fair. Clearly, they've taken sides, because I've been receiving reports of their actions. And in case the people, whoever is advising our governor, His Excellency, Right Honorable Ahmadu Umaru Fintri, on security matters, I think they have not been advising him well. They have not been giving him the right report. What is happening there is not palatable, and if not handled, it may escalate and throw this state into turmoil because of the actions of the military that were sent there. The first set of military that were sent to that place, they took sides. They were even domiciled, or let me say, they were hosted by the retired DSP Dangana, because he gave them his own guest house or hotel, as some may call it. And they were residing there, which clearly entails that they have taken sides. So after a lot of cries, a lot of reports, they were removed and new set were drafted. And we are still back to square one. The comments of the Tshobo youth is there on social media. It's flying all over the place. All the things that they've been saying. And I am hereby advising our state governor to look into these issues critically with a view of curtailing the crisis that may arise as a result of all these incendiary comments. Now, I'm going to address the issue of the letter. But it is important to make this point clear that, you see, if you look at Nigeria, where Nigeria is today, why would Donald Trump designate Nigeria as a CPC? The reason is simple. The nonchalant attitudes of the government, whether it is ineptitude or collusion of the government and the security forces who are meant to protect the interests of the country, the military per se, that is supposed to protect the territorial integrity of the country, when you see them colluding with these criminal elements and giving them cover, of course, why won't external forces step in? So, this is the situation. And this is the same thing that is trying to repeat itself in Adamawa State. That's why I'm appealing to our governor to look into these issues very well. The governor should think outside the box rather than just merely relying on people who are giving him intelligence or giving him reports about what is happening in Lamurde. I think the governor has not been well informed about the situation. So this is an advice to our governor to look into these issues critically, because clearly the security that has been sent to Lamurde have taken sides. They are compromised. As such, they can never execute justice. So we have lost confidence in them. Please, 23rd Armored Brigade, take note. Nigeria Defense Headquarters, please take note. Because I am making this video to serve as a witness that this issue has been reported. And hopefully, I'm going to come with more facts. I'm going to bring more facts. Not in this video, but in another video. Now back to the letter. The letter that was written by the Tshobo community, there was a meeting that was organized at the Bachama's palace. And stakeholders were to be there in that meeting, and also the leaders of the Tshobo community were supposed to be present. Everybody converged. Unfortunately, the Tshobo community refused to show up. And then they showed this letter. They wrote this letter saying a lot of abusive and insultive words in the letter. If you examine the content of the letter very well, if you are intelligent, I'm not talking about it's not everybody that is intelligent, but if you look at the content of the letter, you will know that this letter is full of insult and disrespect to especially our traditional institution, also to the government. Because I remember during the crisis, the government stepped in and set up a committee, a reconciliatory committee, to be able to look into the remote causes of the crisis with a view to providing solution and to ensure that people have been brought back together and everything returned normal. But with all these things, the Tshobo community have been, doing all they can, because they have the security apparatus at their beck and call, because they provide lodges to them. Yes. That meeting, they refused to come. They wrote the letter and put it up there. Now, before this meeting was organized, there was another meeting that was organized by the State Commissioner of Police, and they were there. I don't know how they resolved the matter, that they signed a peace pact. The Pene Da Bwatiye, from the information I gathered, were there. The leadership of Pene Da Bwatiye were there, and they signed the peace accord. Now let me say this clearly, that even though the Pene Da Bwatiye represents the Bwatiye people, what they did there was clearly also disrespect to our traditional institution. Let me make that clear. Now, going back to the reason why the Tsobo community refused to come to the Bachama's palace, they cited the fact that they are not comfortable with the venue of the meeting. For whatever reason, I do not know. But one thing is sure, the palace of Bachama is a sanctuary where even if you commit crimes and you are running, the mob are running after you. Once you enter that place, definitely you will be saved. And that is not to say that the place is a place that harbors criminality. No. But first, it's just like you running into the police station or running into the court premises. Nobody can go and harm you there. That is how it is. I'm saying this for the purpose of those who may not know, and also for the purpose of our young ones that are coming up, so that they will know. So the reason why the Tsobo community now said that they are not comfortable with that venue and so opted for Yola is what we cannot tell. For me, that is disrespect to our royal stool. So now, let me address the issue of the involvement of Pene Da Bwatiye. The Pene Da Bwatiye leadership under Chief James Ilia, has failed in terms of representing the people. For them to have signed that peace accord without the authorization of the Bachama in itself is disrespect, and it shows that they have sold out. And as such, we cannot really have confidence in such leadership, because they are supposed to do everything in consultation with critical stakeholders, especially with the Bachama. But they did not do that. Then after, I think 2 days after the purported or the sham peace accord, we saw a video flying, still released by the Tsobo community, mocking Rigange. They were showing their bravery. They were showing what they did in Rigange, how they burned the place. They were showing that, and they put up a song. It was going around, and I remember I did wrote to the Commissioner of Police. I sent it up, though not directly, on Facebook, and I tagged the police, even the force headquarters. Said this is the result of the purported peace accord that was signed and was hurriedly announced by the Commissioner of Police through the force PRO. I also did send that directly to the force PRO, and I know his response. I'm not going to show it. So what has been done? Nothing. No arrest has been made. Nobody has been called to order. Up to now, these Tsobo youths are still spewing trash, provoking our people unnecessarily. Pene Da Bwatiye has never come out to talk about that. They are still sleeping. They are sleeping. But yet they are standing with the Tshobo community because they signed a peace agreement. On whose terms? What are the terms of that agreement? Who and who were consulted? So apparently, like we will say in Nigerian parlance, monkey hand resemble human being. The action of Pene Da Bwatiye is suspicious. And as a result, we are saying that we will no longer trust the leadership of Pene Da Bwatiye under Chief James Ilia. And until something is done, the integrity of the committee or the leadership that is leading the Pene Da Bwatiye is under serious question mark. I did said in one of my videos, remember, for those of you following my videos, I said there will come a time that will tell the leadership of Pene Da Bwatiye we don't have need of you, because most of the things that happen that affect us, you do not show up. Sometimes we have to push and push and push. Are you a wheelbarrow? Are you a wheelbarrow that when they push, you move? When they stop, you stop. You are a socio-cultural group. You are supposed to be a pressure group. You are supposed to be representing us. I'm going to give some examples here. Anything that happens in other places, you will see the socio-cultural group. Immediately, they will come out and speak. Now, let me give my reasons for doing this. Few months back, I think in October, in the month of October, before October, I mean September, sometimes in September, somebody posted in Bwatiye Action Group, Pene Da Bwatiye platform on WhatsApp. He said, 1st October is coming. He is suggesting that the Pene Da Bwatiye should use that opportunity and prevail on the governor to grant clemency to our son, Sunday Jackson. Because that is a period where either the president or governors, they used to grant amnesty to some inmates for whatever reason. And I remember I amplified what he said. In that post, I think the people that responded to that post on that platform of Pene Da Bwatiye are not up to 10. They are not up to 10. That is a platform of Pene Da Bwatiye. And that is a youth that has been jailed unfairly and has been sentenced to death for unjust reason, because he defended himself against a killer herdsman who came and attacked him in his farm. That was an opportunity for Pene Da Bwatiye to show who they really are. But they were nowhere to be found. All the people that matter are on that platform. The high and mighty of Bwatiye land were on that platform. What do they do? Silence. Because Sunday Jackson is a nobody, a son of a nobody. Because I can bet you, if one of the sons of these people were in the shoes of Sunday Jackson, they would have been firing left, right, and center, calling people to come together. But apparently, Sunday Jackson has nobody to speak for him. It took some organization abroad to speak for Sunday Jackson before they even know. When this thing started, where was Pene Da Bwatiye? Pene Da Bwatiye was supposed to be up and doing. No legal representation. It took the assistance of the Legal Aid Council. And as such, because there was no funding, he was not well represented. That resulted into that death sentence. And then this organization came and they were the one that blew it up. And even when they blew it up, What did Pene Da Bwatiye do? Check all the comments. I challenge anybody. Let us see the energy that Pene Da Bwatiye put in this matter. Let us see it. They can bring it up. Yes, they can bring it up. They have right of reply. That is it. I don't want to talk about even the crisis, the Riganje Waduko crisis. I don't want to talk about that one. I will not ignore the fact that yes, they have visited the area. But I know the level of assistance they've given. Yeah, they have come to the hospital to see the patients. It was pressure that was mounted on them. Because when this thing happened, they were supposed to be there immediately. But after how many days? So, with all these facts that I am bringing, I will not release everything until I see their response. With all these things, I can clearly say that Pene Da Bwatiye, for now, is of no use to us. So Pene Da Bwatiye, that agreement that you signed, you have no right whatsoever to sign that agreement without consultation. You have no right. So you have crossed the line. You have crossed the line. You have disrespected our traditional institution. There's one particular issue I'm going to talk about, not in this video. Like I said, until I see your response to my video. So, Pene Da Bwatiye, is either you tighten up your belt and look within, or you get out of the kitchen because you cannot endure the heat. Going forward, I would like to praise the courage of the Bwatiye Youth Wing. I appreciate what you've been doing. I have been seeing your effort and I understand your dilemma. Trust me, I understand you. I understand what you're facing. I know. You don't even have to say anything. I know. I've been following events. This one that I kept quiet all this while, I've just been following events to see what is happening. So I know what is happening. I know what you're facing. Especially even with the leadership of Pene Da Bwatiye, the mother body. I know. So, it's not as if somebody is not doing something. Somebody is doing something. But the main body of Pene Da Bwatiye and the women wing, they're just zero. Zero. It's good that they're going to do the election. We're waiting to see the leadership that's going to come. That's the women wing. I don't know whether they have done the election. I'm still waiting to see what has been done. But if they're going to come with this kind of attitude, they too are going to receive firepower. I'm waiting for a response from Pene Da Bwatiye. By the time that you respond, then I'm going to come, like Donald Trump will say, all guns blazing. I'm going to come and let's see who is speaking the truth. Enough of all these shenanigans. Enough of indolence. Enough of complicity. If you are going to represent us well. I have every right to speak on this matter. That is why I am speaking. If everybody is going to keep quiet, I will not keep quiet. I know that this post, probably this video may be removed from some of the platforms. I don't care. I know the backlash I'm going to face. I don't care either. I don't care what anybody will think of me. I don't care what anybody will say. All I care is speaking the truth. Because the way we are going, if we don't shake the Pene Da Bwatiye, one day they will just carry us and sail us out. They have started already. With this attitude, with this agreement they signed, Oh no, oh no, it's terrible. So I would like to end this here, that if today is the first time you're watching my video, thank you so much for coming in. I want you to subscribe, like, and follow in all my social media handles. Follow for more. Subscribe. Share this video. Let it go everywhere. Let them see it. I want them to see it. I want Pene Da Bwatiye to respond to my video. I want them to respond. Okay? I want them to respond. So thank you very much till I come your way again with another video.